And welcome. It has been such a long time, but we are finally ready for season 3 of whatever show it is we're running, Trick Roll.
And let me check the script.
I almost
Wait,
read off the wrong name.
Wait, there's a script.
Only for the Prime players. You're close. You're close, but you haven't quite made it into official cast yet. That's why you don't get paid.
Oh, is that thing that I threw into the paper shredder this morning?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Speaking of getting paid, though,
My sweet Moses.
because of our sponsor, Ma Energy, we have one trick roll available for the group. It's just the way you look. I'm waiting for you to go into your own spiel.
I also have a new webcam, so I was testing to see how good the chroma key was, and it's doing good.
Yes, your head didn't disappear this time.
Yes.
It's still just the weirdest glitch I've ever seen. But secondly, before we get into everything, because I have been a cast member on We Are Nerdsmith, Twitch, a romp through Ravnica, I'm also donating my paycheck to give us 3 grand total trick rolls. Those are going to be party ones, so use them before I do, because I will use them because I earned them. I earned 2 of them. You're welcome. Am I not generous? I'm going to use them to kill you if you take too long.
I'm making a note of that immediately.
Yes. But
Is making notes how to count learn the spell counter trick roll.
sorry, I only caught part of that.
I said Vivi's going to try and learn the spell counter trick roll.
You can try to learn it, sure. But anyway, who are we? What are we doing here? That's just a really good question overall, isn't it? What are any of us doing here in this life?
Causing mischief.
I'm Andy. I'm Mort Films. I organize this chaos every other week. And these are the people who bring the chaos. Let's start with reverse order to how you showed up. So, Crumpler, who are you?
Hello, everyone. I am Crump64, but also known as Jarlath Ator, King Jarlath Ator of the Kingdom of Great of Darkness and a bringer of nothing but despair. So come on down. We got cruises. We got in line.
Bring the kids.
Bring the kids. Kid seats are only $5. For further context, I am playing a blue Revenant Dragonborn fighter.
And Arshus.
Hey, I'm Arshus. It's Arshus Drift everywhere. Today I'll be playing the man who believes he sees all, Vivi, the Fey Wanderer Ranger Mastermind Monk Rogue. I know my character like the back of my hand. Hey, that's me.
Don't worry, everybody's character is probably going to die in the next couple of episodes anyway. So,
hooray!
That's just based on what our third party member has been planning with me outside of the game when nobody else steps up. Kyle comes by with an idea. But before we hear his idea, who are you?
I am Kyle. I'm also go by Flint Ewood 756 on Twitch. You can also catch me on YouTube as well. I haven't been doing the best for the past couple of months, so that's why I haven't been able to do any of the podcasts that I normally do. But starting up from tomorrow, I will be returning with Nick for our regular scheduled programming. But tonight, I'm going to be playing Joseph Lucerno, a rogue soul knife who has a Modron leg shoved into the bone marrow of his right leg currently because he's a silly boy, a very, very silly boy.
But speaking of all that wonderful backstory that we don't have time to fully go into, but there will be bits of it, that you've had a couple of months to adapt to that Modron leg, because Well, to kind of simplify things, someone, a mage was putting up towers, and then this lot activated those towers ahead of time by physically turning the gears until it started to do something. What it was doing is slowly draining magic from the continent. So in the world of Aerith, there's one continent that is slowly dying, but people are only now starting to really notice it. So people of wealth and power are so occasionally making the choice just to leave altogether, because as nature starts to tilt downward, the winter has been harsher than normal. There's less crops. The animals are getting more desperate. Sickness is rising as people flee their smaller dying villages trying to get into the bigger cities, which they then overflow, can't let people in. Shanty towns start up. And oh yeah, did I mention that now we're entering hardcore mode, guys? That means that each time you take a rest, you only get to choose a certain number of normal recuperative abilities. You can restore all your health, you can restore your magic or abilities, or you can restore both but take a level of exhaustion. But because of that, wizards and clerics and people who would normally keep everybody healthier are having to ration their own power because the gods have abandoned them. At least that's what a few people around town are screaming at the top of their lungs about the end of days. The guy who had been doing it 6 months ago is now just screaming, I was right, and actually has the biggest following because people think he's some kind of prophet now.
So let me get this straight. His sandwich board has now been accompanied by an actual sandwich from followers.
Yes. But we had decided that you guys were, well, your country is now back into Shadowfell, where it originated from. But you guys were staying in the material plane, and because Joseph wanted to do some research. So there's 2 major cities. Which one are you in right now?
Not in wrought iron, because I think I would be arrested on site given the last thing that I did there. So Wildem.
Well, you can still be an Iron Rook. People didn't see you commit crimes. You know,
Yeah,
wrought
that's true.
iron
They
was
didn't
the
see me.
prison.
Yeah.
So
I'll
you're
go
technically
to,
not a wanted man yet.
yeah, let's go to Iron Rook because I know Iron Rook a lot better than
Okay.
Wildem.
So this is what Joseph has been doing while he was adapting to his leg. He started breaking into the War Mage's library at night and started researching how to destroy magical constructs. Turns out it's actually a rather simple thing of everything, even magical, can be shattered. You just got to hit it hard enough. Now, since this is a war library, they, of course, prefer to use siege weapons to attack mage towers because you can technically walk up there with a big hammer and hit it, but, you know, usually the mage protecting the tower would incinerate anybody dumb enough to do that. But that doesn't stop Kyle from having ideas. Now, I will say, because of your methods, you did basically have to, you know, break some windows or doors and then glue them shut and then return a couple of times. If you want to try to get in one more time now that we're in game, you probably know you're pushing your luck, but you can still try it. Or you can, you know, share your knowledge with your friends. You're thinking about this way too hard. That scares me.
Kyle, we're
Jesse,
friends,
heads or
right?
tails?
We're friends. You can tell us.
Jesse, heads or tails?
Tails.
All right. So where's my coin at?
I was waiting for the part of your opinion has been noted, and you just walk away.
That is me actually saying your opinion has been noted, just in a much more friendly one term. Why is my dice roller not working right now? Dang.
We're a professional group, and we made sure everything.
You want me
was
to use like
working.
you want me to use an actual coin?
Yeah, please.
All right. So I have a physical coin. Cthulhu is heads. One is tails.
So there's no win with a Cthulhu coin.
All right, we're gonna go off the floor. It is tails.
All right. So what's the roll to break in?
Well,
that is why tails is a 1.
okay, so you had already done your rolls to, like have your way in. So
Mhm.
I think that it would just be another stealth roll to try to, open up the broken door that you've been using, because it's been a couple days, nobody's noticed.
14.
I'm making some rolls. Okay. What time of day are you trying to sneak in?
Around about 3 a.m.
Okay. So you're heading in through the service entrance that you've been using. The glued doorway cracks under the pressure as you slide it aside one more time. I want you to give me a perception check, please. You're fine. All you can hear is the normal chittering of a couple of rodents running around, and the wind that kind of has that howl that it does in winter for some reason. You're good.
Okay, Joseph is moonwalking down the corridor. Because he's
So
at that point to where he's cocky. Because he's just like, I've gotten in and out of here several times. I'm
Mhm.
going to the library. I know my way. There's nobody around seeing me. So he's just kind of like doing a moonwalk backwards towards the library.
Meanwhile, the one crossbowman.
Just a second. I just need to filter my search a little bit so that I'm using the right type of person.
Oh, God.
He's just looking at the table of murderers and killers and
Yep. This one will work. So yeah, you're I guess you were headed back for the same books you were looking through before.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you're moonwalking along. What's your AC?
15.
Well, only one bolt is going to hit you, as somebody else was apparently asleep and woke up when his partner nudged him. So his just goes off to the side, messing up the third guy. So you're only going to take what was theirs? We're going to call it 6 points of piercing damage as an arrow strikes into you. Roll for initiative, please.
6. Why? I was doing so well when I made these rolls. When I made these rolls originally in order to break in, I got like 22, 14, and all that added
Except
stuff.
that your stealth was like a 15, which was just above where they were going to notice. And each day they got a +1 to noticing. So they found you the second day, and this is the third. And yep, they're all going to be shooting at you. Now they're just going to physically attack. And you said your AC was a 15?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So that means only one of them is going to hit you, as they are. Yeah, you know what? These are dwarves. They're just going to throw their hand axes at you, because that's basically what I was using anyway. So you're going to take 6 points of slashing damage, as these dwarven guards are now chasing after you. They're about 40
All
feet
right.
away.
So I'm going to pull out both of my rapiers, and I'm going to. How is this hallway set up? Is there like, is it lit by candles or what?
At night, it's there's only a few candles that were set up, to well, not really candles, but like glowing crystals, because they don't want to set fire to their books. But basically, you just walked into like the big open reading section. So there's like tables and shelves around you, but there's like a good, say it's 40 feet wide, and then there's tables every 10 feet. They are at the very back on like the second level, throwing axes at you.
Good, then I can actually stealth and hide. So I'm going to run into the shadows and I'm going to stealth.
Okay, make your stealth check.
17.
Okay, let me check their.
And they have perception of 18. Go.
Okay, so describe to me how you've run and hidden. Like,
So it's pretty much like I draw out my rapiers. I see that it's two dwarves up at the top level, and so excuse me. And so what I do is I feint right, sort of do a bit of a jig left, and then dive into the stacks and just crawl along the shadow
okay,
of yeah.
all right. They start calling out to each other. Do you speak Dwarvish?
I speak Draconic, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay, so you have no idea what they're saying, but you well, let's just put it this way. You're going to very easily find out that one of them kept a good eye on you as he starts to command the others how to follow you. But neither of them were able to hit you, so they're just chasing after you right now.
Okay, good. And because of me drawing both of my rapiers with the dual weapon wielder, I'm actually at AC 16 now. So thank God I did that. I'm going to keep stealthing and moving.
Okay.
No, 19.
Okay. Okay. Their voices start to change to a bit more confusion as one is apparently staying on the second level, and two more are running, trying to figure out where you've gone. But you are just sort of going what you can interpret from the sounds of their voice, because you don't actually understand their words.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, no one has split your skull open yet.
I'm going to stealth all the way out to the book as best as I can.
Okay, you're going to need to keep making stealth checks. We're going to say that, we'll just keep it at regular right now. So
19.
okay,
So.
all right. So you're heading for the section of books that were on magical constructions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm just checking what this one does. Okay. Well, another hand axe comes near you, but it's sort of like the handle hits the bookshelf near you, doesn't actually make contact, but you do hear somebody yelling at a very loud voice as you popped up out of the shadows to try to take the book.
All right, I am just going to steal this damn book.
Okay. At this point, you've been spotted too many times. There's not going to be, like, these are dwarves. They have dark vision. You're not going to be able to hide from them again. You either have to outrun them or you have to fight them because they spotted you one too many times.
I'm going to bullshit them.
Okay, you can try that. So you're standing
I'm going
there.
to
There's one up on the top who's been coordinating. Two more run out with you, axes in hand.
At this point, I sheathe both of my rapiers. I open up my arms in greeting and say to them all, oh shit, with a 26 in deception, Lucerno Security Industries finds that this wizard tower passes its audit.
Make that check at disadvantage. Because this is the third day and they
It's
know
still a
somebody.
26. It's still a 26 because I rolled a
Okay.
27 on
Okay, hold on.
I can't believe my eyes.
Kyle. I know that we've been playing together for years and you trust me. So when I say that I'm taking one of these trick rolls for myself, that's just me saying screw you.
All right, so that's -1 on the total possible
Yep.
total. And save.
So two of them are kind of looking at each other and you hear the one up top, grab him, you damn fools. There ain't no such thing.
I just look up at him and I go,
got a
that's not
2
very supportive.
multiplier on a 17, so it was close. But
Look up at that guy and I'm like,
Starting
"You
season 3.
ass."
so
Starting season
ass.
3 with bloodshed.
yeah. They
At which
tell
point
you to
I'm just-
lay down your arms and surrender to the justice of King. Crap, name just fell out of my head. The king has a name.
Has a name.
King William?
No. Just submit to the justice of the king. That's until Andy brain functions. It's the king.
King has a name.
No, he actually
And
has
at
a
which
name
point-
in lore, but Andy just blanked. But
So has
submit to the justice of the
Duke
king.
of has the Duke of the Iron area of the Iron Mountain suddenly proclaimed himself king now?
All you know is you've been told to surrender in the name of the king.
At which point I'm just going to look at all three of them and go, really? And then I'm just going to backflip over the nearest one. And
All right,
run.
sorry, but the way I sort of pictured this was like you were up at a bookshelf taking a book when they surrounded you. Backflipping over them is not, I mean, your back is literally to a shit bookshelf right now.
Okay, then I'm going to grab the book and I'm going to jump over them. They're dwarves. They're little people. They come up only
Okay,
to
so
about
you're
mid of
going
my-
to take the book and try to run away.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your full action.
Yep, because I am pretty much like move full, well, grab book, move full, and bonus action dash. So
Okay, you didn't disengage, so they're going to try and attack you. All right, that one was a 13. And that one was a 14. So they both miss, but they're chasing after you now. And you can hear somebody calling out from up ahead. But hey, they're okay. So you're running with dash, you're what, 60 feet?
Yep.
Okay. Well, they're chasing after you as fast as they can. They're occasionally going to throw things at you, but they're going to run out of axes in a bit. So, all right, you're running back for the opening you had. they're not going to be able to. They're able to keep you in sight, but they throw anything else, they're going to be out of things to throw at you. I am going to say that one is going to cast jump on himself and try to land on you. I want you to make a you can make a dexterity save.
All right. 20.
Okay. Yep, you are able to avoid as this dwarf tries to basically jump kick you. You dive through the broken door that you had, sort of pulled back into place. And what is your passive perception? Now you're active.
Passive is 12.
Okay. I'm going to say that you're out in the open now. There is a gate you're going like a fence you're going to need to climb over, but you've got a little bit of a head start on these guys.
I'm going to try and flip over with my acrobatics.
Okay.
Just not even. Yeah, I'm just going full parkour at this point.
Okay. Make that check.
Oh!
Which
Nat
one?
20.
Nat 20. Tell me how you get out of this situation.
So it's just like you just see this figure just running away from the tower, and as soon as he gets within like 2 to 3 feet of being towards this fence, Joseph just launches himself into this tuck that forces him over the fence and onto the other side, and he just keeps bolting on as he does this.
Okay. And so you can hear shouts coming from the other side of the fence. It is sort of like an iron barred fence. They can see, like your shadow as you're trying to run now. But yeah, where are you running to?
I am just running into an alleyway to get into a compressed area. That way I can just disappear.
Okay. I want you to make a a stealth check at disadvantage because they are still watching you. And a couple of them still have magic they can use.
14.
Okay. So 2 of the dwarves, they also land on the other side of the fence right as you're turning down an alleyway. You're pretty sure that they spotted you based on, the harsh words that were aimed in your direction and the guy who's pointing at you as you run away.
Like, really? You'd think I'd stolen an apple in the middle of the freaking bazaar with the way that they're chasing after me. I'm just stealing a book that they're not even really able to use at the moment. Fuck. I'm just going to keep dodging and weaving in between everything in the shadows as best as I can to get away.
Oh, okay. Give me one more stealth check, and this will sort of be the one that decides it for this.
All right, is this at disadvantage as well or not?
No, this is just a flat stealth check.
28.
28. Okay. So you're doing a really good job at hiding, but you can tell that the search for you, they called in reinforcements. There's a lot more people looking for you. Tell me how you've hidden.
Pretty much what I've done is I've crawled up into essentially a refuse barrel filled with fish guts and just moved it a bit aside, crawled in while putting the book inside of my bag and just wrapping it up as tight as I can and sticking it between my armor and myself and just curling up into there, pulling the fish guts around me and just huddling into that with just one eye peeking out.
And that is going to be sufficient. You're gonna have to wait there for literal hours though, because they're gonna be checking for a while and they're gonna keep rotations around the war college a little bit tighter. But eventually you do hear them start to spread out and you're able to sneak away with the morning workers.
I'm just going to show up to wherever Gilith and everyone else is, just carrying the book and going, I had a very interesting night.
Vivi Holt covers his nose and mouth and goes, I can smell that.
This is one thing is at this moment where like before this happens, we like in this meeting, like Vivi, like this is Giles, when you intervened back at the castle, he basically excused himself into his own chambers. He'd just been there for what has been like days, and it has come out, and it's just like because during that time he said, "Do not disturb me unless the place is on fire," and something seems off. I'm pretty sure with your senses you can tell.
Vivi looks at you, his eyes narrowing behind his mask, so you can't actually see his eyes narrowing.
Yeah, and you notice his left eye is almost completely black. So one eye is yellow, one eye is black.
You hear that, Jarlath?
Yep.
As soon as you guys are together, there's just suddenly the interesting smell of fish offal as Joseph just walks into the room.
Right, and Joseph looks over. Vivi looks over. He actually ducks his hand behind his mouth and pinches his nose. For Christ's sake, go get a shower.
Hey, I think we found some flavor in the kitchen.
I have potentially the answer to our issue.
The more pressing issue right now, that smell. Go get a shower.
Wait a minute, we had issues and problems. How long was I gone?
That entire thing of the kingdoms inside of another universe where we're slowly having magic drained out of the entire continent. I was missing a leg for a while. I got a new one. Just like lifts up his pant leg and shows you the Modron leg.
See, I remember that.
Yeah, I got better.
Put like some leather padding on it to stop the clanking.
It's not leather padding. It's like bundled, tied together straw and rope and like a rope that's then lashed together like a sandal.
Maybe looks at Giles, then at Joseph. Sighs, like just lamenting his life choices.
I've never felt closer to Vivi.
Joseph just looks at Vivi and goes, "You signed up for this." And seriously, spending a night inside of an entire an entire barrel full of fish guts is nothing in comparison to the fact that you broke into the room of the guy who set this all off and are possibly the reason why he was so pissed off in regards to this, besides the fact that he was impressed that we managed to get his creation started.
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. You do know what I mean. You just keep trying to play plausible deniability because of the fact that you don't want to actually admit that you screwed up and got caught.
Like,
Oh, by the way, we need to actually start up a security audit company called Lucerno Securities, just because that is a thing now.
I'll get on the paperwork.
I imagine just Joseph just takes Giles' drink and just takes it. It's just like
Vivi looks at you for a moment, sighs, I'll get on the paperwork.
guards come in.
They're all slow and everything and slightly yellowed around the armor.
Yeah, exactly. They're almost the same color as parchment around here. All right, but anyway, Joseph, is this something that is of vital importance, or is this just you're just covering your buttocks of something again?
Both. I pull out the book. I pull out the book and I go, this details how to destroy magical constructs.
Vivi slaps it out of his hand and starts reading.
Yes, because we all know hitting it very hard 17 times doesn't work anymore.
We just need to find a bigger hammer to hit it with.
I know.
Vivi, give me let's call it an investigation check for finding something relevant in the book in the first 5 seconds.
That would be hilarious if he does that, because I've been spending like 3 nights checking through this book and have crossed.
I figure you were reading multiple books. I mean, you never just read one book. Well, I mean, maybe you only read one book, but
actually, if you look at my Audible history, I've got about 7 books that I'm reading right now, on top of my Kindle history where there's 10. So about
okay,
17
let's not
total.
actually get into that that debate. That's
27.
27. Yeah, you basically flip over to the appendix and you find the section of the book that is on how to deal with magical constructs.
Huh.
Because this book has a lot of tactics for dealing with various warfare, but it is only one author's opinions.
Yeah.
But yes, the short version is that hitting it very hard will usually break something. Magical items might have a greater resilience, but it's sort of like a diamond. If you hit it hard enough and you hit it right, it will shatter right off the bat. The problem is getting close enough to the important magical construct, because anybody with common sense guards them. So, just walking up with a hammer and hitting it usually means you got fire bolted somewhere along the way.
Vivi explains what he's found.
So I was thinking, we create a distraction and steal a, either a siege catapult or a trebuchet.
I suppose that's plausible. It's not a bit. But like, if we could if I had time to study the towers, I might be able to find the vital weak point, and Gyro might be hard enough. But the trebuchet on the catapult would work. It's just a bit more trouble than it's worth.
I was thinking
And
we could launch Gylith at it, along with a bigger, weapon. The added accelerational force of, being launched out of the trebuchet, on top of the fact that he would be lending in his muscle to the hammer, might do it.
I take that as a high compliment, but it's just a matter of
what happens to Gylith's body when he hits the tower?
I mean, that'd be one way to get to Valhalla, because essentially I'm going out in battle.
Yeah.
I don't. From what little I've studied of religion, I don't think fighting a metallic inanimate object counts.
Just here, I'll put it simple. When you die in battle, you're given an honorary warrior's basically a nice room and is full of beer and boobs, depending which one you want more, or you can have at the same time, I imagine.
Now I'm just imagining a tankard ship with boobs.
Yeah, I don't know. Hang on, let me roll for religion before I open my mouth any further.
I was going to let you
That's
keep
a
going.
1. Jarlath believes this to be fact.
Oh my god.
I imagine at some point when he was a soldier, he was passed on the ways of Valhalla very badly. And so he is taken as the one true way of a true warrior's death and what resides upon the veil.
You know, if belief is what powers things, and you believe this so firmly, it actually might happen.
I just pictured this plan does not turn out. Jarlath finds himself in hell and it's like, all right, where's the beer? Because he was never told
And
like
then somebody
what
hands
it
you a
looks.
PBR.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because no one has told him what it looks like. He just told him like there'll be a grand entrance and beer. This is where I'm waiting for my parents to come through the door. What did you say?
Giles just knows that if he dies heroically, he gets the ultimate beer party.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, how many people do we know that are motivated by that?
Many.
ZV sighs, pats Jyla from the shoulder. Sure, Jyla, sure.
and just looks at Adam and goes, you know, it's his religion. At Vivi goes, you know, it's his religious beliefs. It might actually happen. Who cares? Right now, this is important because this might be how we actually save the kingdom.
Right.
True, but you know how you can save me right now.
You're not a cheerleader. We don't really care.
No, you can go take a freaking shower.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that as soon as we've come up with a plan for this.
Sure.
Well,
Because right now, my stench is motivating you because you want to get this done. That way you can get the hell away from me.
Quick question. I assume that you guys basically found a cheap place to stay as opposed to an expensive one. Okay.
Yeah.
That means that you can start to hear the people outside, and there is the usual cries of the gods have abandoned us.
Giles just like, yep, this is norm.
The stench of death is descending upon us.
Sorry, that's my mate Joseph.
Yeah, I just lean out the door. I just lean out the door, look at them, and go, "Excuse me," in the middle of a meeting. Could you be a little bit less loud?
I grab Joseph. No.
Let's think of this. Think.
Well,
I mean, we
I can
definitely need something big to hit it with.
If only I knew the enlarge spell.
And let me guess, just buying a catapult trebuchet is out of the budget.
Currently, yes. Unless you know somebody from your soldiering days who might be able to like lend us one in some form of condition.
I wasn't even allowed to look at the level of equipment because they feared I have get ideas.
Just you being in around the city. Do you know anywhere I could pick up a scroll?
There's a couple of shops potentially, but right now with how everything's going, it might be a bit harder to get a hold of than you think, because magic is disappearing and
yeah, I know.
Even before then, magic was not Well, there was different levels of magic. There was the minor things that just about anybody could buy, but true powerful magic, usually you had to go to like a private shop. They don't sell Fireball to the commoner.
No, it's more of the fact of going the Joylif route. I was trying to pick up.
Yeah, it actually is called the Gylith Law in some places. Do not give this man Fireball.
No,
It's a small village out in the middle of nowhere.
pick up a scroll with large reduce.
Might be a bit of trouble to get a hold of, but
you've actually seen enchantments on things that are being drained quickly, so
yeah,
you can give me an arcana to see what you think what's happening to scrolls. But
well, no, if enchantments on items are going, then scrolls are definitely going to be weakening, because of the fact that it's essentially a permanent enchantment on paper that activates when read. So that's not a whole leap of logic. That's just like, it's going to be a bit harder to get scrolls because enchantments are weakening. Therefore, scrolls would be weakening as well.
Oh well, that's plan one out the window. Thinking first we have to figure out the defensives. It's all well and good destroying the tower, but we have to figure out the defenses before we can actually destroy the tower. Because
I mean, if we had enough people, we could essentially create a false attack event and cause Iron Rook to go to war with the towers, but we don't have enough people, and nobody really knows who's in control of the towers except for we three.
And we don't have enough clout around here to actually do it, put anything together.
At which point Joseph actually starts wandering towards the showers, and he goes, give me a moment to think on that. I need a shower. Because if I'm going to potentially talk to who might be able to help us, I can't be smelling like this. I mean, you guys are one thing. Gilith can't really tell the difference between how I normally smell and this, because I'm always getting into some new shit. And how you can tell, I don't know.
I consider that a blessing.
I would consider it a blessing as well.
Yeah. Be right back. I need to use the loo.
Go for it.
Go through.
Use soap.
So while Joseph goes off to the showers, what are you two up to?
Vivi's just thinking. He's trying to figure out plan A, plan B, all the way to Z.
Okay. With your check on that book, you probably can figure out, like, again, there were different methods. I'll give you the same ones I gave to Joseph, which was, hit it hard enough, hit it at range is safest. Sending in a sapper team with explosives if you think they can get close enough without being blown up. Usually that was the sort of job that was given to prisoners who had, who were like, look, do this and survive and you're free, or we're going to execute you anyway. So, they would give them an explosive combination and tell them, good luck. Giles, what are you up to?
Just at this moment, the Giles feels like feel like his tone has been like defeated, because it's where it's like this one moment where it's like he has no plan, he doesn't know like what's the next step, so he's just like relied on his allies, so he's almost like just in his own thoughts, but it's where it's like, but if anyone looking at him, he just looks like he just in that moment just looking, not blinking.
Was that scarier somehow? But hey, at least you didn't just wander off to the bar because you're used to just, well, it seems like whenever you're in your castle, your thinking spot is the kitchen.
Yes. Because screw anywhere else, because that's where shenanigans happen. But for some reason, kitchen has been the safe sanctuary.
Yes.
Aside from when Yeslik is around.
So I half expected you to find a bar just for
Yeah,
food.
exactly. Yeah, because he has to eat at some point. The Shadowfell has messed Jylith up, but thankfully not his stomach.
So wait, does he go for food or are you staying there? With
Oh
him?
yeah, I imagine it's just
Oh,
like
okay.
I'll take whatever special, take whatever
Yeah.
size drink.
Okay, so you're walking to the place where you would normally get food because it's the rowdy place that Giles would appreciate. You go in, you order food. Something is a little bit off about the place today. You know, this is the sort of place where I imagine bar fights are somewhat normal. So the fact that there's a guy who's being yelled at about the hole in the wall takes you a minute to really catch on to.
How big is the hole?
Well, let's see. It's probably about 6 foot. Basically, there's a guy with a big axe who's over there. He's got like a wolf skin all over him. He's like, "It was part of a bar bet. I am perfectly within my rights to smash the wall." That type of conversation. The bartender is, just wanting somebody to pay for it.
And see, I have 15 gold. How much it would be the cost for repairs?
For a wall, let's call it 3 gold.
Right. He's gonna put 5 gold down and be like, all right, that's for the repairs for the wall and any further damage that I may have occurs. If it does occur higher than that, add it to my toll. And then he just goes to the man in the wolf skin and the axe.
The guy seeing that you've paid for it is like, thank you. And then he collects his 5 copper from the bar bet.
Yeah.
And if you want to challenge Wolf Lobo again, he will be here. And he smashes a table with his axe. Stop breaking stuff. No.
Hey man, how about you break someone your own size?
Okay. And he picks up his axe and he's like, who is that? You want me to break you? Okay.
This is where it's like first time Jylith has smiled in so long.
Okay. What's your AC? Because
18.
he took that. What?
It's 18.
18. Okay, so as he brings down this giant battle axe, he doesn't quite hit you and he smashes another table. Look, if you want me to hit you, you have to not move. For the record, you didn't move. He was just 2 feet away from you.
And just that moment he goes, it's like, okay, my turn. And he's gonna take his hand and he's gonna just grab him and shock and grasp.
Okay, make that check. I now need actual stats for this guy. I was just bluffing everything. I'm pretty sure I still have him somewhere in my creation list. Let me know what your roll is.
All right, I got 14 total.
Okay. You know what? Nope, I don't have that. Let me see if I can find something right quick.
Hey, no worries.
Yeah, because
For my fellow players, Jylith has dipped into sorcerer. Shadow magic.
okay, this one will work well to start with. What did you say you rolled for shocking grasp?
I rolled 14 total for shocking grasp.
Okay, that is just enough. You get through his leather armor and you shock him.
All right, that's gonna be 14 total lightning damage.
Wow. Okay, 14.
Yes. So
Wow.
I rolled 2d8 and they were both 7s.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And I think he's like frozen up for a second.
Yeah, because like there's the only other effect is if they're wearing metal armor, which he's only wearing leather, so he just takes damage.
Okay. All right. So at this point, the bartender is like, "Get out of my bar."
I imagine like if he's still in that stun state, I imagine Giles goes gladly, and then he'll try to grapple and see if he can get this guy out.
With your strength and the fact that he's frozen, that's not a problem.
Right.
So you just pick him up and walk out.
And now that we're outside, I just place him down. And he's like, all right. I know you're new to this place, but essentially, I'm giving you a choice. We can continue this here now.
Okay, and he gets
All
ready to hit you
right.
again.
How far away is this bar?
It was probably about 10 feet away, because I imagined that Gileth wanted a place to sleep close to food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can Vivi hear the commotion?
I'm pretty sure you
Yes.
have to at this
Yes.
rate.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that this drowns out the guy screaming about the gods banning them.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay,
Vivi-
Gileth, you get hit with a natural 20. So let me roll dice. Okay, that's going to be 25 bludgeoning damage as this axe hits you.
Okay.
And yeah, he just gets 1 per turn. So
Yeah, so I imagine like I just just at that moment of just that moment just like, ooh, that was a good one. So
And-
he's gonna bonus action Hunter's Mark this guy.
okay.
Either ranger as well.
No, this is the feet Faye touched. All right, so it is where, see, what other fun stuff do I have at my avail? All right, so obviously he was to have SOS in hand, so now he's gonna wield that, and when he takes it out, green flame emits from it, so he's gonna use green flame blade.
Green flame.
All right, so swing to hit. All right, that'll be a dirty 20.
Okay, that hit.
Okay, so it's going to be normal damage, and then we'll do fire damage afterwards.
Okay.
All right, that's going to be 15 slashing
Okay.
and an additional 1d8 for fire, and that's 7.
All right.
So 22 total damage.
Okay. Yep. He's hurt bad. He screams out in primal rage as he now goes into reckless attacks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and for the record, yes, everyone around has heard the commotion at this point.
Vivi pokes his head
There
head
are
out.
the people who run away, and then there are the people who circle around and start making bets.
Yep.
As he hits you with a 23. So that is going to be 15 points of bashing damage.
I do have a response.
Okay.
I'm going to use my reaction. I'm going to cast Silvery Barb, so he now has to re-roll that d20.
Oh, you're doing all the fun ones. Now, this was a reckless attack, so
Yeah,
that means
so-
he's at disadvantage.
Right,
Yeah,
so I
he misses.
just-
And
So
I
this-
believe you gain advantage now.
Yes, I choose myself for advantage.
Okay.
All right, boy. Right. So still with SOS in hand, we're gonna make 2 attacks with that.
Okay.
So first swing is gonna be another dirty 20.
Okay, that hit.
All right, that's gonna be 11 total slashing.
All right.
Now for the second swing, gosh, another dirty 20. I'm getting 13s.
Okay. Just go ahead and roll damage.
And that's going to be 9 total slashing.
Okay. Oh, I forgot, because he is raging, this would be halved. So let me adjust that.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, Giles, I'm just going to say, from personal experience, the guards are
my
going to be
hunter's
on
mark.
their
I've
way.
been forgetting my dumb hunter's mark and all these.
Yeah. Okay, add that into it right quick.
All right, 3 on that first swing, and another 3 on the second swing. D&D Beyond is giving me consistency so far.
Okay. All right, you do know that the guards will be on their way soon, but you've also got an audience.
Yeah.
And he just kind of, he's now bloody. He's just grinning at you. For a scrawny lizard, you fight well. And he is going to attack again. but he's going to get a natural 1. So he just there's now fewer people watching you fight, as he basically slams down and causes a minor explosion in the street.
My sweet mouse.
So a lot of people just took shrapnel damage.
Goodness sakes.
I will say that his axe, as you've noticed, it's not doing slashing damage. It is shattering the ground.
That's awesome. Well, I should say Jarlath knows is awesome. The players, dear God.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I was wrong. Well, I'm still going to keep with that, but I forgot. Reckless gives him advantage, but also gives you advantage on your attacks against him. I was reading that wrong.
Well, we had advantages left and right.
Yeah.
So
But still,
we both have advantage.
Him wiping
Continue
out
on.
a small contingent of viewers was just too funny. I'm going to say at this point, Vivi and Joseph, you can come check out whenever you want.
Vivi is going to poke his head out, see the two sigh, pull out his quarterstaff.
You're
And-
going to have to push through a lot of people if you want to intervene in this fight.
Vivi's going to try and see if he can get over the crowd.
No, there's too many people. You can't jump this many. This is a schoolyard fight. People have gathered around because this is the most amusing thing all day, and it's only 7 a.m.
Vivi's going to try and
We almost got commentators on this fight. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Vivi's going to try and push through.
Okay. What I'm going to say is that you can roll initiative. Actually, I will put you at the bottom of initiative next turn, and that will be you pushing your way through everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So he just went. So Joseph is Gylith. It is your turn again.
Okay. I'm going to just continue the assault.
Okay.
All right, swinging the SOS. All right, we got an 18 that time.
Okay. 18 hits.
All right, we got 19 total slashing.
Okay.
All right, second attack. Another 18. D&D Beyond, what's going on? It's just consistent.
D&D Beyond, I'm going to have words for you. He's winning this fight way faster than he should by all
right.
rights.
And that's 8 slashing. I will now add the hunter's mark.
Okay.
All right, 1. Okay, you're mocking me, D&D Beyond.
There
And
we
3.
go.
Now you're back to 3s. What is going on?
Okay.
While this is all going on, I'm going to try and sell. I'm going to actually go into the bar and ask them for a table, and I'm going to set up a commentator's table. Just Joseph standing up on top of the table, just grabbing some random person who looks like a bard and
an
going
old
back
guy
and-
sits down next to you. Yes, I have not seen a fight like this in many years. These are two true combatants. As
Yes.
Wolf Lobo just brings the axe down. Oh, but this time he's only going to do 4 bludgeoning damage. The big guy, he is wearing down. He has taken too many hits, it seems.
Oh, but everything can rain on this next move from the Lizard King.
Actually, this is when Vivi starts to enter through. You've just pushed your way through the people. They're not happy with you.
Vivi's
And a new challenger approaches.
Don't.
The big guy just screams out, "Rumble!"
Oh, no.
Vivi just looks up and goes, "No." How tall?
Wait. I just realized something. Gylith, you're a king. This is actually a royal rumble.
Yeah, basically.
See, this is why I don't do plot lines anymore, guys, because I know weird crap like this is going to happen. So, I just save myself a lot of time and I don't plan anything anymore. Vivi, it is your turn.
Vivi looks at the two of them and says, "Calm the fuck down."
You're the guy that's raging. You're telling him to calm down.
Okay. So you want to make a persuasion check, I guess? At
I'm saying
disadvantage.
as a player, good luck with this Giles, okay? You're good luck with the barbarian over there. You're not gonna work with the king here.
Yeah, make your persuasion at disadvantage.
Yep.
Hey, you're like trying to convince a snake to eat an apple. What are you doing?
That's a 9.
Exactly.
Okay, so this was right as he yelled out "Rumble," and 21 people from the crowd just jump into the fight.
Oh, joy!
So I'm just going to make a couple of random rolls. What is
Okay.
everyone's AC again?
17.
I'm just debating if I activate shield or not at this moment. So
Let's
it
put
becomes a
it this way.
23.
I rolled 2 natural ones out of the 3
Okay.
rolls I just did.
Okay.
So,
So
you
if any of them
guys, you guys are relatively safe. And because these people are this is just open brawling in the streets now.
Yeah.
People are beating each other up left and right. Joseph, the commentary is great. I know that you haven't actually been able to say your commentary, but
What are you talking about? He's right here.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out. Yes.
At this point, when they started rumbling, Vivi got cut. Size spins his grenade and smacks someone in the face.
yeah, you can do that. But I won't let you hit Wolf Lobo because you used your turn already. But Giles, is your turn? There's pandemonium everywhere. What are you doing?
Well, it's no longer an honorable fight now. So it's that moment of
Nope. Vivi destroyed that. This was an honorable bar fight, Vivi.
all right. So so I guess so I assume he can still see his opponent, right?
Yes, this guy is a little bit bigger than the average person in the crowd.
All right, cool. So I'm going to use lightning lure as an attempt to, while also damaging, going to try to pull him to me.
Okay.
All right, so he has to do, it's one of the saves. I have to make sure I read this right.
Okay.
All right, they must succeed on a strength saving throw to be pulled.
Okay, what does he need to make? What's the DC?
All right, my Giles DC is a 13.
Okay, he got a 16 on the die.
I'm pretty sure
So-
I don't want to do silvery barbs again because I feel like that'll be useless at this moment.
Yeah, basically, he just sort of put someone else in the way of your attack and you fry some random guy.
Yeah, so I imagine just like this lightning lure comes out, he lashes out for the first time ever and just like,
Yep.
and just like it bounces off a peck or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, like he kind of uses the axe to deflect it, and
Yeah, there we go.
and now like just some kid who had picked up a broken chair was running out just trying to hit somebody. Now he's in your hand. I think lightning lure lets you pull him to you.
Yeah, so
So you
Well,
got like some
if I
18-year-old
hit-
punk in your hand right now.
well, might as well roll damage, see how badly I hit the kid. All right, that's gonna be 10 lightning damage from the lightning lure.
Yeah, he's just got smoke coming off of him now. And here comes Wolf Lobo, who
Careful, I have a kid.
rolled so terribly because of the crowd. Like a 5 was his best roll.
I imagine Giles believes like since he has a child, I have a kid.
Like, can I hit a kid or not? He's really thinking about this. as some random person, this one, some old man, not the old man talking with Joseph, just some old guy comes up with picks up the chair leg and cracks Wolf over the head with a nat 20. He's like, I have an idea. And he punches the old man. Vivi, it is now your turn.
Vivi looks around, just sighs. And
This is an inconvenience to you. You're like treating this like it's a long line at the self checkout.
Vivi's just gonna spin his shield again, smack Wolf in the back of the legs.
Okay, make a roll.
$23
That'll hit.
for 12 bludgeoning and 3 psychic, all magical.
Okay.
Just in case I forget if all barbarians get this is the magical, it's just a bear totem.
Well, I will say that at this point you can hear the whistles of the guards. But there's a lot of pandemonium. I will let you each decide what you want to do while people are just, I've already said the random people aren't going to be able to hit you, but I'm still checking for a few of them. Yeah, people are just punching each other in the face at random at this point. So you guys get to decide what you want to do.
Use the cost of invisibility.
Use what ability?
Invisibility.
Okay. All right. So now Vivi suddenly vanishes.
And he tries to fight the crowd.
Yeah, just don't get stepped on and you'll be fine. There's seriously enough people to trample you right now.
Yeah. He's basically trying to get to the nearest point out and then basically just try and he's going to try and avoid and then try and actually use his nimbleness to slip through the crowd and get out of harm's way.
Okay. Gileth, what are you doing?
The moment in his head is just like, I hate to leave in the middle of a fight, and he just like invisibility, misty step, invisibility, misty step, visibility, misty step, visibility, step. So he's gonna misty step out.
Okay. Let's just see what Wolf does, because he's barely conscious at this point, and he doesn't know who just hit him with a stick. So he just turns and starts punching the person he thought did it. So yeah, Wolf is just going to be pummeling some random guy who, like, exactly. He's punching a guy who was holding a fish. He entered into the fight for the halibut. He's fighting for the halibut, man.
I'm glad the delay got to Joseph. All right, he's not in the States right now. There's a delay.
Okay, so you two are able to get away while the guards are just trying to break up the fight, which means that they're hitting people with truncheons.
I'll gladly disguise myself in case anyone reports him.
The bartender is just taking a broken table and is just trying to patch up his wall.
Yeah.
I am going to shake hands with my fellow commentator.
Yes, very good meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, sir. And may we meet again someday. And then I'm just going to vanish off into the ether as I stealth away.
Okay, so
with a 14.
Yep. It's not even hard if you weren't, as long as you're not in the rumble, you're pretty much ignored right now.
They're not actively
see how
looking for
long
Joseph.
before,
They're not actively looking for everyone freaking out.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Wolf's going to jail now, but that's mostly because he's now beating one person with another person.
He's hitting a motherfucker with a mother.
And as back to the commentary.
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayers.
Oh,
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Exactly.
yeah. He just got two people. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Exactly.
And it's like, I think I broke these two.
Yeah.
I think so, two more.
Yeah. And eventually,
Talk
when
about concussive forces.
and is eventually like Joseph catches up with the group, like, all right, Joseph, what's the plan?
Like,
Um,
Vivi's just
pretty much.
glaring at Jylif right now.
Yeah. Jonathan is just like, oh, I got that out of my system. All right, let's go on with the show.
Like, Vivi's looking around, sees anyone there. He actually takes off his mask. And you can actually see him glaring. What were you thinking?
He doesn't think most of the time. He reacts.
He was causing a ruckus. I thought I was still looking for a worthy challenger. He wasn't, so we moving on with our plan.
So you were
fine.
meditating. Okay, good.
Yes, you could say that.
He puts his mask back on. Goes back to lamenting his life choices.
I do have some contacts in the Thieves Guilds here.
Goody.
And I was... Oh, yeah, I get around. But I was
Clearly.
wondering if we could talk... Not in that way. I'm not a bard.
I didn't say anything.
Oi.
Speak
But,
common. I don't have comprehend languages yet. Speak common or draconic.
in Draconic. I'm getting to that. Back to common. So so
I
was
just imagine
thinking-
it's like almost like the BB just sounds like just suddenly Joseph just turned German, so it's like Schroederling.
Actually,
Sure.
Vivi knows Dragonic.
Okay, good.
Like, just to make things clear, languages Vivi knows.
Yep.
Common, Elvish, Celestial, Draconic, Infernal, Primordial, Sylvan, Undercommon, and Feascant.
And I think
Wow,
we've
okay.
just established that Draconic is the German of this world,
Yeah.
which means that it's very angry sounding.
It makes sense. I just picked a language I would so I can say Schroederling, which is butterfly.
Yep. Hey, you know
also-
what? Actually, I think German is a good parallel to Draconic because it does have some of the most. They have words for just like the the weird feelings that you have.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them actually. So it's like, yep, that's a good one. Plus, when you scream "I love you" at someone, it sounds like a hateful curse. Okay, so please continue.
Your
There was
plan,
a story in there
Joseph.
somewhere, I think. Why do I do
Also,
this
wie
being
geht's
sober?
geht? Also, wie geht's geht? Ich konnte mit der Gilde sprechen und sagen, ob sie wissen, wo gerade in
Okay, I don't
Katapulten
actually
Gelga-
speak that language, so skip back to English in this game, please.
So as I was saying, I could speak with the guild and see if they know where a catapult is stored at the moment, and we could try and procure it through underhanded means.
You need us to come with, or is it just you're not supposed to be followed?
Actually, having you guys there might help out quite a bit.
Oh, good, because we're coming with either way.
I kind of figured.
Okay, so you are heading to one of the thief contacts. Are you looking for a specific one? Because there was the shop owner Remy that you had dealt with before, or do you have somebody different?
I'll do it, Remy.
Okay.
Just because Remy's trusted now because
Yeah.
it's
Remy
not every day
is
that you can.
is a deep gnome who basically runs the poisoner's shop. So to get in there, you still need to know the right passcodes. You obviously know this, but of course now the illusion that he's keeping of the old halfling woman who runs a candy shop is not nearly as effective as it used to be. So it does make it a little bit harder for him to hide himself. So we won't really play the game of you walking into a candy shop. You know where you are.
Remy, why don't you just get some actual jars filled with lemon drops and put those around? That way you don't have
That's
to.
what those are. I don't keep the poisons up front. I just keep the disguise up front.
I just have
Don't
to
eat from the
know.
other jar, though. That one's poison.
I thought you said you don't keep the poisons up front. All right,
I
let's
don't
go into the
keep the
back and
market
discuss this.
up front. You always got to be able to
Alright.
poison somebody. Like when the annoying kids come around trying to steal candy, leave them some poison to steal. Solves my problem.
TV quirks on an eyebrow.
That explains so much of what would happen. But anyways, Remy, I need to get in touch with Sarah.
About
A catapult?
he's just staring at you blankly.
I know what's causing magic to weaken. I need a catapult to potentially destroy it.
Do you want to elaborate on any of that?
Okay, so how to put this without sounding incredibly crazy?
Good luck with that.
Actually, I know some evidence that I can provide for this. I lift up my trouser leg, showing off the Modron leg, and I just go. So there's this either artificer or wizard or sorcerer, somebody with a very tragic past where his family was killed, who created these towers that are slowly draining the magical power out of the entirety of the continent. At the same time, though, it's also something strong enough that it can drain the powers out of potentially a dark dragon mass that was the center for our kingdom, I think. So, we need a catapult to be able to destroy the tower, and then we can call upon our country sort of mainstay and put it back into its jar. That way we can get our country back onto this realm of this side of reality.
I want you to make a persuasion check, but just know it's a very high persuasion check because you threw out way more random, unconnected details.
All right, I've rolled a 24, but I'm going to also use one of our trick rolls on this.
I'm going to guidance you.
Do you want me to just say that maybe you don't need to waste that on this, or do you want to use it? Because you're just
No, I
trying to
won't
talk
use
to
it.
somebody right now. This isn't. I normally won't stop
won't-
you, but okay. So he's
I
just
won't
gonna.
use it. I won't use it now.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but
Yeah,
just
use
know
those
that
for
it-
important story moments, not something like this, please. They're too valuable.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to guidance you.
Yeah. I'll take the average of that because he was already pretty successful. He's like, okay. Well, the army has the only catapults unless you want to have one built. I know a guy who can build it. You're gonna need like 50 gold, and it's gonna take him a couple of weeks. I also
Is this
know
guy
where
about-
you can get some blasting powder.
Is this guy also a goblin about yay high? Keeps talking about the fact that he needs to not get Tink involved in anything.
Oh, no, I know him too. I sold him a lightning crystal a little while back.
That was you.
Yes, that was him. Why did you not figure that out from the point of which Tink actually told us about that thing?
I was too busy contemplating the fact that
I
The
bought the
fucking
crystal
group.
from him, he says, pointing at Joseph.
like,
Yes.
you see Vivi slowly reaching for the cold stuff on his back.
And
break- the-
suddenly
No.
there's a pair of crossbow bolts pointing at you. This is still my shop.
Oh, 5 minutes. That's a new record.
Yeah. I was actually thinking it was going to take about 10, possibly 9, but yeah, 5 minutes, new record.
I used to hear him just mutter quite harshly in Sylvan. And like, if anyone actually understands Sylvan, he's just basically saying a bunch of profanities.
That's
The
acceptable.
general, I think the general feeling just comes across.
So,
More in the here, less in the then. More in the here, less in the then.
but no, while Bugger could build something that could blow up a castle, I thought you were just talking about something relatively mundane. It just engineers can build a crossbow, a catapult. It just takes a little while, because they got to go cut down trees and stuff.
Well,
But if you just need to destroy a tower, I mean, you can go steal one from the army if you think you're good enough.
I mean, that's kind of why I want to talk with Sarah because, well, we'd need her help.
Yeah, let me save you trouble. She is not going to help you steal from the army. That gets you executed.
You said 50 gold, right?
And a few weeks.
Like, who do I pay?
You can pay me.
Like, do you need a size?
I'm just looking at Vivi and going, in a couple of weeks, people might start dying en masse.
Fairness, in this world, that without these towers, that could be true. But like, we could steal from we could do this. Steal from the army. Like,
King Atticus is really looking to have some new heads up on the block. Executions kind of slow everything down, slow down other people trying to do stupid things.
Wait, he's now declared himself king? I thought he was just still a duke.
Where have you been?
In the middle of a Shadowfell kingdom.
Okay, well, apparently when everybody went haywire and the other king died, he became king. That's how it works.
Like a war? Only there's a war for succession.
Hey, you know what I really want to talk to you about? The geopolitical situation around here. Are you buying something or not?
We're buying the ability to steal a catapult.
Okay, 50 gold.
Where is
we'll see it in the catapult. Also take a couple of weeks. You can see.
I don't know. That's up to you. I'm just going to tell you where it is.
$50 gold. Okay. Yeah, I almost want to haggle on this because it's just the opportunity. It isn't the actual thing itself.
I will let you guys make an intelligence check because I think you're overlooking the obvious here. Gilus can make it at advantage if he chooses.
Gilus, you're a king, right?
Last time I checked, yes.
Could you speak? Could you speak to the fellow king? See if we can borrow one?
$15, by the way.
Okay. I'm letting this conversation happen, then I will tell you.
I guess I could use the powers of a kingship to probably grant audience, and then hopefully... he's going to want probably something in return.
Joseph, while he's thinking, you suddenly remember Gileth is a soldier with a soldier background and therefore knows where the army keeps things.
Wait, Jarlath, you know where the army keeps things like catapults?
Of course.
I just stare at the deep gnome.
50 gold, I'll tell you where it is.
Unimpressed face.
Oh, it's not like it's a secret. You're just not smart enough to know where it is. I might as well make some money off of it.
Right.
The fact you insulted Beevy's intelligence is actually just making him rage. As many like Beevy's generally a collected guy, but you don't insult his intelligence.
Next time I'm coming here, I'm making sure I have 2 cutlasses for you.
He just shifts one of those crossbows over to you.
I just keep staring out. They're not for what you think.
Are you buying something or are you getting out of my shop?
I'll buy some thieves' tools.
Okay.
Need some more. Need some more.
Well, no, he doesn't sell mundane gear like that. He sells poison.
Ooh, poisons. What type of poisons?
What type of poison you want?
I just love that. What type of poison? The deadly kind and the poisonous kind.
Yeah.
And this one.
He's an assassin shop,
And
basically.
this one tastes like blueberries.
Yeah.
These poisons
Actually-
are too strong for you, traveler.
Actually, do you have any black dragon venom?
I need to find out how powerful that will be, but
Imagine something like Aqua Regia.
I like your funny words, wizard man.
basically he's like, can you actually afford something like that?
You know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
I don't need you to scratch my back. I need you to say how much this you want to buy. Black Dragon
Yes.
is really hard to contain. You know, it's acidic, eats through most things.
Vivi just sighs and just walks out the shop.
The thing of it is that I'm actually Joseph is having an actual like moment of genius. What happens when you put acid on metals? It eats it. What happens when you put a very powerful acid on metals? It eats it.
So I'm going to say that he will sell you a couple of vials. This is going to be pretty powerful acid. So how much are you willing to spend? Versus that'll say how much he can give you.
I've got 51 gold.
He'll sell you 1 vial for that.
Good.
Okay. You now we're going to use basically the acid breath of a black dragon for this. So if you throw it at somebody, it'll be a DC 18 and it will do 12d8 damage. And we'll say that because it's a thrown weapon, it'll have like a 5-foot radius type of thing.
Ooh. Good. Very good.
Jileth, you coming?
And it's just at the moment his iron lemon drops, and it's just like, too pricey for me. And he just goes back to the group.
Those were literally a copper each.
And it's that moment where it's just that it's like, lemon drop.
Vivi
Vivi,
goes,
as you leave the shop, you can see where they finally managed to subdue a handful of people in Wolf Lobo, and because it's easy to find him because he's the one who's bound up the most inside of the back of the wagon, and his gleaming great axe is sticking out the side.
Vivi looks at them, smirks, and walks by. He's like,
just at that moment, are just like, as a player wise, I was hoping like it's just like beat him enough where I can recruit the guys possibly in our endeavors. But when the crowd got involved, I'm like, this is not a good place for recruitment.
Well, you might have been able to had it not turned into a battle royale.
I don't know. That's what
Yeah. I mean, you can always try to break him out of jail.
we've been to jail many times. I think why do we keep going back to prisons?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Because we keep breaking people out of them.
Actually,
And this is just a drunk tank, basically.
I'm like,
This
Uh,
isn't even actual prison.
actually, Vivi has never been to a jail or been in jail.
you want you there's always a time to where we can arrange that.
I'm good, thanks. I like my freedom.
Oh, you can just say you're just visiting. You don't have to be actually thrown in.
Yeah, I mean, technically, with me, it really is just visiting. It's more like a revolving door. Very, very cheap hostel.
Anyways,
One could say they're set up for trying to keep me out, but I always keep getting in.
anyway, let's get the show on the road because you never know. Because then, hey, I might break that. I might break that cherry. Because I am not keen on this idea, but
I'm just waiting to see what you guys do next.
All right, so whose king's boots do I have to kiss around here?
Well, apparently, the former duke who is now the king.
So you want to go and try and get an audience with the king?
That's what Giles is thinking. And if that's not what the group wants, stop him now.
No, I'm
Uh,
pretty much going to be walking beside you.
Oh, yeah,
As a BB.
you're my royal assassin. You got to.
Okay, so you are approaching the castle, and the guards will stop you. State your business.
I almost said the, the security business.
Lucerna security auditors.
I almost, without thinking, just blurted it. Anyway, so Giles, not Jesse, will say, I am King Giles. I wish to the audience for the ruler of this place.
Make a persuasion check, please.
my guidance.
Okay. All right, that's 16. Let me get the guidance. Right, that's 19 total for the persuasion.
Okay, they're just going to look at each other. I've never heard of a King Giles before. Where are you from? Where's your entourage? Why didn't you send a messenger ahead of time?
We see my messenger is right here. And I just go over to Vivi.
Greetings, I am the messenger. You don't shoot me.
They're just sort of talking to each other. It's like, you didn't follow any sort of royal protocol. You just walked up and say you're king.
Just looking
He-
between the two guards, and then I look to the one on the right, and I go, Frank, how's your wife?
Make a
Right.
deception at disadvantage.
Let's just say these times are
18.
difficult.
He looks very confused. With like, she's doing okay. How's the family?
Well, they're great, little ones are being pains. I've now got the entire fact that I'm supposed to be the diplomatic attaché for King Giles here, but I keep messing up. You should have gotten you should have gotten Vivi here about a week back, but it was just my fault because I got overly busy with some trade negotiations. But I was just wondering, man, if we could actually come through, be able to speak with the king, try to get some negotiations down right now. That way we could all just, that way, one, you can get home much sooner to your wife and be able to play around with your little ones. And well, my little screw up doesn't necessarily have to go beyond my king here, and it makes you look like you're much more, up on the up and up than Fred thinks.
He's kind of going to look over at the other guard and is like, leans back over you like, I mean, we can send word up to the seneschal, but kind of looks around. The king's not in right now. We're not supposed to say anything, but he went on a hunting trip.
Oh, really? Where does hunting trip go?
I don't know. I'm not part of the hunting trip. But he wanted to go off and kill something, I guess. He needs the whole feast for the whole being king thing. And it's better if he kills it himself.
Got it. So, can you get us in to see the seneschal, and then we can negotiate?
We'll send a runner and we'll see what we can get worked out. So, because we're coming up close to our time, and that's a conversation that will take a while, we'll say they can get you on the books for a couple of days. But yes, they will be
and
expecting.
I imagine someone has to translate that to Giles because they put him in the books, and she's like, "I don't want to be in the book. I'm trying to find the king."
It's a figure of speech, Giles. They put you in their schedule, as in they are planning to let you meet them at a certain point in time.
Yes, the king will be back in a couple of days. They will basically get you in as part of the diplomatic. When they throw the ball, you'll be invited. There will be food. There will be drinks. There will be other nobles, and King Giles will be there.
Yes, I'm on the list.
Can't believe I managed to bullshit that.
I know, because Giles was so close, but just on the edge of not succeeding. And then the other guy just happened to be named Frank, apparently, because his role was so bad.
Anyway,
I don't know how we do this. I really don't know how we do this.
We have a way.
I was expecting you to use the trick roll to get, talk your way in, but no, you used it. You just bluff your way. But that'll be something that you can do in a couple days. But we still have a little bit of time in today's session.
I imagine, I know we're in hardcore mode, but I imagine like somewhere be like Giles be that moment was like, if we're gonna be, is it gonna be for a couple days? I would prefer somewhere I can possibly be looked at. And there's probably like a slight concave of his like chest plate.
Oh, yeah, that looks bad. There's a smith. He points down that way. If you need to see a cleric, well, you're on your own for clerics.
All right, let me find a cleric.
Roll a 1. He can't tell you about anything that is reserved for royalty.
So I imagine like for the days like Giles is gonna find some kind of healing ward or anything, because I'm pretty sure we have no level of potions on hand.
Yeah. So yeah, make a I'll let you make the check, but basically you're trying to find someone who has healing ability and is willing to use it on you.
Okay, so let's see. Trick rolling that.
And I'm just going to say, because I rolled this a nat 1 for Wolf Lobo, he is basically being put in the stocks. He's not going to be executed or anything, but his punishment is that he's going to be put on public display for a day for basically starting a street fight.
I rolled a 13, then I did a trick roll and it rolled me a 1, so it's still a 13.
Sorry, King Gileth, but no one is willing to use their magic to heal you.
Vivi is going to take a look around himself.
Well, I'll tell you what, since you did use the trick roll, you can find a sketchy guy who says he'll sell you a potion.
For a moment, it's like, all right, I found the guy with the van that says, all right, bite down on this piece of wood so I don't get the neighbors screaming.
Oh, oh.
I can't have them
Nice.
calling the police again.
Quick, take a swig out of this bottle. Bite
If you're
down on
willing
this
to
piece of
spend
wood.
10 gold, he will sell you a watered down healing potion.
That's when I just be like, just a quick second win. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Vivi's going to take a look around because, to be honest, knowing where a cleric is would be quite handy while they're in the area. So Vivi's going to take a look around for one.
Okay.
Got a 1 on my second win, so I get 7 health back. Thanks, thanks, Team Beyond.
You used up all your good rolls earlier.
Oh, yeah, apparently.
Joseph, what are you up to while they're doing that?
And that is an unnatural 20 for Vivi.
Natural 20?
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural. Okay. You can find a couple of clerics, but their prices are higher than normal right now.
He's not surprised about that, but he's gonna make a mental note and then figure out who, considering how hurt Gileth is, consider how it would be the best one to deal with, and basically point Gileth in the right direction.
Okay.
I'm going to be researching royal protocol for banquets.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be teaching Gileth which one is the shrimp fork and which one is the salad fork and which one is the water glass and which one is the wine glass.
I'll tell you what, we will handle that out of game because of who the Iron King Atticus is. His royal protocols is a little bit different than what you're imagining. He's a warrior king after all. But that's something I will let you roll, and we'll go through a couple of details outside of game. So unless you guys have anything else you wanted to do, we will start to wrap up today.
Yeah, Vivi's also.
You've done a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, Vivi.
What is it, man? Like an hour and then game.
Vivi also wants to, if he gets the time, scout out the area just in case we can't get it through illegal means. We have to get the capital through illegal means.
So what are you scouting out? The armory?
The armor, scouting the armory, basically the entrance points, 6 points, and various points where they are towers, lookouts.
Okay, just give me a quick investigation check.
Sure. That is a 27.
27. Okay, so I'm going to do this a little bit cinematically, because I think that when they're like putting Wolf Lobo away, you see them hauling off his great axe, and with 27, you even realize that's an adamantine axe, but they're putting that in a secure place because, well, they're confiscating it, and this is a powerful weapon. So it's basically going into the royal armory. So you saw where they keep those types of weapons, and you can see that, yes, you're able to figure out where the military barracks are, and that's where they keep siege weapons. The problem is that's where the army actually sleeps. So you know where it is, and you can try to go in. Just remember, this would be the equivalent of trying to steal a tank. You can't just put it into a bag of holding and walk out with it. You have to push the trebuchet past the barracks.
And maybe try to make a mental note, trying to get reduce to reduce the size of the trebuchet temporarily.
Which would make it about the size of a person. But then you
Yeah.
can at least, like a couple of you can pick it up and carry it. Like
Yeah.
you would be turning it from the size of a double-decker bus to a Volkswagen Bug and then carrying it away, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not set any plans in motion. He's just making the plans.
Okay. But I will say with that 27, though, you do know where they keep smaller things just in case you want to like try to steal bombs or something.
Yeah.
Not saying that's going to be easy either, but they're more portable. So they go in a smaller room.
Yeah. Okay, he makes a mental note. He starts jotting out a rough map.
I got a lot of mileage out of Wolf today. He's just in the center of it.
Yeah. Yeah, also, I think Joe will want that adamantine axe, which is also quite handy if we have to launch him.
Okay, so I think that was about it for everybody.
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
So that's I want to thank everybody in chat for joining us today. Everybody, where can we find you across the interwebs?
Okay, you can find me on Twitter at Tref or at braincell_dead. You can also find me here every Sunday with my good friend my name that's there. Every other Sunday. You can also follow me on Discord if you want to come into the chat. I don't bite. I'll see you're into that sort of thing.
And Kyle.
Catch me here on Twitch on every other Sunday, running Vampire the Requiem First Edition with Andy and Arshes on my channel, Flint Uwood 756. And Mondays here on Twitch as well under that name, where I am together with one of the other players, Nick, doing a podcast called Beyond the Spine, going over different RPG systems. Right now, we're in the middle of going over Changeling the Lost from the World of Darkness. And yeah, every so often you can catch me on Twitter as well, just responding to random stuff.
And Jesse.
I am Jesse, what are more commonly known on the many levels of the internet, a Crumpler64. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram, and also now I guess I might as well say it. I am now on TikTok and more officially. So you can find me on all those socials under that name, Crumpler64. Just one of those moments like, behold my stuff on my social media.
Yes, one day I need to figure out how to do that where I can just put it all on our Twitter, but our Twitch, but I don't do commands well. As you see, I am totally lacking command by the way I run this game. But you also run the lovely Lady Crumps on your Twitch.
Oh yes. So for those who are not familiar, I run a D&D campaign called the Lovely Lady Crumps. It is an all-female cast as I basically go through the many realms of magic, and they are currently in the realm of Ravnica.
And speaking of Ravnica, I am getting to join Nerdsmith every Thursday for their show, A Romp Through Ravnica. It'll be 10 episodes long. I am playing Jack Lantern, the Damphir rogue who hangs out at the Cult of Rakdos on a regular basis and somehow still questions how he wound up with this particular group of wild magic throwing weirdos. I just want you to take that for a moment. But additionally, I can be found anywhere on the internet under the name Warped Films. My name is Andy. I run this. I make weird videos when I have time, and I get to play every other Sunday. It's Ragtag, the Nosferatu in Kyle's game. Uh, this has been like a really good January for me, being a player and all. So I'm really happy about that. Got a lot of cool stuff going on. And it's so nice to finally be able to say, yep, I get to unleash Jack and I get to talk about him finally. So that's a lot of fun for me. It's been a wild game. I mean that in comparison to what we got going on here. It's weird in its own unique way. Doesn't top this one, but it's really close. Especially because this Thursday we're going up to a group of criminal thugs with a handful of rings from their members we've killed and cash them in for a prize. We don't know how that's going to go, but we made it canon. That's how we're starting off this Thursday. So again, thank you everybody for joining us in chat. Thank you players for just doing things because I don't plan. I literally just set the scene and then I just let you guys go wild. Once upon a time, I tried to create narratives and story points. And then I met these three and I gave up that plan. It has been a bad plan. So now I just let chaos reign. And I love it when I get to bring Wolf Lobo in. He's a dumb character that I include. And I think him and Giles would get along well if someone
in a way we did.
Yes, you did. He has a lot of respect for you. And as soon as he rolls higher than a 1, he's going to break out of those shackles and go running through the street.
I can break
still with
these
his
cuffs.
I imagine the stalks like this. He's just going to rip it out of the ground and go running through. Oh, but we'll save that for 2 weeks when we return to Trick Roll.
Yes.
Again, thank you. We hope to see you in the future. And farewell.